Hi viewers, welcome to the AI People for yet another exciting episode. And at the AI People, we share inspiring stories from thinkers and builders who are humanizing AI. And today, I have with me Ray, who is leading a lot of community initiatives at the Frontier Towers. And he's going to talk a lot about the great community that he is building here with some of his peers. But before that, Ray, why don't you kick us off with an introduction?
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Ray. I am here at the Frontier Tower. This tower is in the heart of San Francisco, right here on Market Street, downtown. And we have basically launched 16 floors here. That's all Frontier tech. One of the floors now is going to be the Immersive Commons. And our focus at the Immersive Commons is to bridge the digital and the physical. I think 2026 is the year of robotics, but it's also the year of agentic engineering. And in many ways, combining the software and the hardware is by far the biggest challenge that we have. And so full force is all resources are being put towards building data centers, training robots, collecting data, building better software patterns with agents. And so we can work more autonomously. And I think by the end of the year, if we haven't disrupted, just as an industry, if we haven't disrupted nearly every single industry, we would have failed. Like it feels like we would have failed. But yeah, some of the work that we do at the Immersive Commons at the moment is working on next generation of agents, which is AI orchestration, communicating agents, so that we can build better software. And where is that compute going towards? It's going towards capturing motion capture data, trying to collect data for ground truth for robotics, trying to build better foundational models for physical AI. And we're also trying to create some clusters. We're trying to do local inferences, getting our ML models up and ready, and building community and just hosting tons and tons of classes, workshops, developing people's skills and capabilities so we can actually do this mission that we're out to do here at the tower.
Yeah, so these guys are at the center of the center where all the action happens. And physical AI and agentic AI coming together, that's really the trillion-dollar question. And that's going to change humanity as we know it. And these guys are really being very responsible in terms of how the technology should diffuse. And they are very thoughtful in terms of organizing the community. And the way I see Frontier Towers, it's like a microcosm of how the tech ecosystem currently looks like. And do you want to talk about some of the trends that you foresee and how you are rehashing your community to be able to take advantage of some of the...
Oh yeah, absolutely. And this might be a little controversial because I might use language that's like, oh, SaaS is dead and the industry... Obviously, nothing is dead. It's all going to get phased out. So, but if I really mean to be like a little sensational here, yes, I think this is the end of SaaS. Agents will be able to code and recursively basically make things better. And so we're in this early stage of orchestration. And even I would just go so far as to say maybe we might see early AGI this year. And there's speculation around that. But yeah, and I think this is also probably the last few dying breaths of a screen-based tech that you carry in your hands. We're talking about laptops and phones. We're going to see more of like BCIs. We're going to see more of like glasses. And because the agents can do everything for you, you don't have to go and swipe and click and look at like, oh, what's the date today? Why am I Googling for a calculator to calculate? You can just do it. And your task will be managed. So I think my two or three hot takes is yes, software is getting solved. Screen tech like this is probably going to go away. And the third hot take is, I think we're in the early stage of robots where the first smartphones came out and it was doing the thing. It was a little clunky, but I think it won't take 10 years like smartphones did to perfect itself. I think it's going to take like maybe a quarter of the time for robots to get really, really good at doing most things. And that's because all our development is AI accelerated. And we didn't have AI like this when smartphones were being built. So we're just like a crazy time. It's a crazy time to be alive. So.
That's awesome, Ray. Yeah. So SaaS 1.0, which is software as a service, is phasing out, but SaaS 2.0 is taking over, which is service as a software. So agentic systems can deliver you outcomes directly, and all the current application interfaces that you have will move to the backend. And like Ray pointed out, it's really fascinating how the next set of interface will look like from a physical device standpoint. So Ray, how are some of the startups that are part of your ecosystem, gearing up? What value propositions are they, pitching to investors and customers? What are some of the innovations that you see coming from your frontier tower?
Yeah, I would say the innovations on two ends. There's definitely the technical aspect of it, because anyone can code now. People are taking like frontier tech and trying to push the boundaries just by prompting, which is insane. And the second side is on the business side. I think that there used to be a time where you would spend like a year, 2 years making prototype and MVPs and try to get funding like from YC, which by the way, I still think YC has funded startups that are doing that. But I think the companies that are ultimately going to survive or are going to be defensible is not going to be based on the technology they have, but how quickly they can build features. So the speed of feature development will be the state of the art. It's not going to be about, oh, I have like 20 years experience in Fang or something like that. Like that thing is going to go away. So I think that a lot of companies that are being founded at Frontier Tower fall in two categories. They're taking existing tech and pushing the boundaries, or they're out developing existing companies by just putting more time into it. And yeah. Yeah. And by the way, the shirt here, we hosted a hackathon called the Open Metaverse, which literally is actually not AI accelerated. And they had a hackathon which was fully agentic. Like every hacker was taught how to use AI. And within 2 days, people were building their own protocols on top of it, which was insane.
That's awesome.
This stuff usually takes like 30 years to do, which took them 20 years to do. But our hackers were able to build entire applications, which totally blew away the developers' minds.
Great.
It's very
Obviously,
interesting.
you guys are all top of the game, but there are significantly a large number of students, young developers who are still figuring out, finding their feet on the ground. So, what advice would you give to the younger generation?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a little like a doom and gloom scenario where people are like, "Oh, SaaS has solved. What am I supposed to do?" Look, I think the biggest companies out there, the $1 trillion, the like hundreds of $1 billion companies out there, I think they're gonna be laying off tons of people. They'll be the first companies to actually mass lay off people. But guess what? The same people that they're gonna lay off can also outcompete. It's the first time that the people that are being laid off can actually produce better software than the companies they're being laid off from. So it's a double-edged sword here. Like, I think the big companies definitely needs to watch out. And if anything that shows from the past few days of like Meta and like acquiring companies like nothing, it's like, yes, you still have a chance to now build your own software and get acquired. Like that's actually a very viable path, which might be the same as getting a job. Like, rather than saying I got a job, you can say my company got acquired. Like that will be like an equivalent thing. And you definitely will have like, if things don't go right by the government and they don't build regulation, which they're not gonna do, some companies will become really large by just acquiring competition. So
Great.
Be in the market to just start building. I don't know what you guys are doing.
So the resumes are gonna get.
We need to stop talking and start building. Like we need more of that.
Yeah. So resumes are gonna get rewritten if large tech or the industry is gonna not show the path. Then youngsters are gonna take their own path. And like Ray mentioned, I think large companies can be the sequester of the talent in the form of companies and innovation that comes from developers. So thank you so much, Ray. It was great talking to you.